Hi, my name is Alex Mandrika, and today I want to talk about the lessons I've learned studying Pac Man. When they made the game, hardware was limited, so they had very little to play with and every design decision had to count. So the game is really simple, but I want to show you how the systems are refined and elegant. In Pac Man, you spend most of your time running away from ghosts, so movement is a key factor. Pac Man typically moves slower than the ghosts because every time he hits a dot, he slows down. That's what typically gets you caught by the ghost and lose a life. Without dots, Pac Man moves faster than the ghost and you can literally go circles around them. They're never gonna catch up on you. The difference in speed introduces an interesting dilemma because hitting dots becomes risky as it makes you vulnerable to ghosts. But as you clear dots, it creates more open space and makes it easier for you to escape the ghosts. That's why they introduced the Cruise Elroy mode. When you've cleared enough dots, the red ghost becomes enraged and now moves faster than Pac Man, even in open space. This introduces pressure at the end of each maze. Another movement feature is power turning. You can start turning before an intersection and basically cut the corner. That gives you a small speed boost that's just enough to stay ahead of a ghost if you're chased while eating dots. But if you eat dots in a straight line, they're gonna catch up on you and get you. The second key element of the game is the AI system. It lets the ghost decide which direction to take when they reach an intersection, and they all behave in different fashion. The red ghost tries to close in on Pac Man, so it's going to look at the situation compared to Pac Man in terms of X and Y, and turn in the shortest direction. The blue ghost acts in a similar fashion, except when X and Y are equal, he's going to turn in a different way than the red ghost. The pink ghost doesn't look for Pac Man itself, it's actually targeting a point on the side of it. And the orange ghost is actually pretty dumb and does its own stuff. It creates a hunting behavior as they spread on the maze that is way better at controlling space than if they were all just trying to go for the shorter routes. On top of that, every now and then the ghosts switch to a scatter pattern when they go each in a corner for a while. That gives the player a relief in pressure, but it also resets the situation and makes it harder for the player to hurt them. The important thing to mention is that even if these behaviors are hard to read for the player, they're consistent, and that's what lets the player learn and master the game. Now that we've looked at some of the systems of the game, let me tell you the lessons I've learned from them. The first one is that you design the dynamic, not the elements. The different speeds of Pac Man and the Ghost and all the different behaviors are not independent. They are actually designed to respond to one another and to create a specific experience. This is why you want to think first of the dynamic you want to create, not of the elements you need to implement. The second lesson is the value of systemic design. As you go through the game, it gets harder simply because of systemic variables. The ghosts get faster, the energizers last shorter, Cruise Elroy mode comes sooner. These are all ways to increase difficulty without having to add new features, new enemies, new ghosts. This game uses systemic variables to increase difficulty, but you can also use that system to provide variety. You could design a specific maze where the ghosts are very fast, but maybe the energizers are also very long, or maybe a maze with no Cruise Elroy mode. All of these are ways for you to create varieties without having to spend a lot of energy to implement specific features. The third lesson is the value of challenging both the body and the mind. Understanding ghost AI and evaluating risk is a cognitive challenge, while navigating the maze in real time to avoid ghosts is a physical one. Creating pleasure and motivation is best done when you target the mind, while challenging our bodies creates an engaging and visceral experience. So that's why I think that it's best to consider both to maximize the quality of entertainment. So in conclusion, I would say that if you want to learn game design, I will look into the successful games of the 80s because they're simple, they have few features. And if you can understand how they created quality with so little, then it's going to teach you the principles of simple and efficient design that's going to help you make games big and small. And also the last thing we can learn from Pac Man may be if we can look at the last level of that game, maybe it can teach us that sometimes we shouldn't try to add just that last feature. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please subscribe and I'll see you next time.